Hello guys, I'm back with another tutorial. So today I'm just going to teach you how to create a bulleted list with sub levels as well. Let's just go ahead and then use our ribbon tabs as usual, like we did for the previous video, as our list, and then use the ribbons under the ribbon tabs as our sub level, shall we? So let's begin with the home list of ribbons. Let me just name it that way, list of ribbons. Okay, now let's begin with the home. So I'm going to go ahead and then bullet this first one. What we need to do is to come down here and then scroll until you find this here, right here, and then make sure after finding this, tap on this three dots at the corner here to bring up this. You see bullets, right? Use any of these. You can use any of these designs. I'm going to go ahead and then use this design as my main list. As I come back here, I'm going to use any three of the ribbons under this ribbon tab, which is size, bold, and then italic, right? So let me just come here, enter. Once I use the enter key, it would assume I want to continue my list, so it would bring up this design. But I want to create a sub list in which I want to use a different design. So all I'm going to do is to use the delete key once, or the backspace. I'm just going to press it once to get rid of the design, and then I'll come back to the bullets and then choose, say, this as my sub list. Okay, and then so here I'm going to type let me just use size. Okay, so size, enter. It's going to continue my sub list. All right, size, bold, and then italic. Is that okay? And so I want to step away from my sub list and then continue with my main list. How do I do that? Enter key. It's going to continue, but I want to get rid of it, so I'm going to use the delete key twice, or I'm going to press the backspace on my phone keyboard twice. 1, 2. Okay, then I'll come back to bullets, which is down here. I'm going to pick the design I'm using right now. You see, so I'm going to continue with my list. The next on my list is the file ribbon tab. I'm going to type file. Step down here, I have to add sub levels. What do? Use the backspace once to delete the design, and then come back to bullets under the home ribbon tab and select the one we have already selected for the first list, which is this one. After that, come back here and then continue with your list. So under file, we have save as, and then export to PDF. So save, enter, save as, and then export to PDF. Okay, let's add one more before we leave. So I want to step, now that I have three, I want to continue with my original list. What do? Step back twice and then go back to bullets under the home ribbon tab and then select the design we have already selected for our main list, which is this one. Cool, right? And so the third one, which is insert. Okay, so I'm going to type insert, and then I'm going to create a sub list for insert as well. Let me just go ahead and then add about 3 ribbon tabs and 3 ribbons under the insert ribbon tab. Step back once, go back to bullets under the home ribbon tab. Never forget that. And then select the design we have already selected for the sub list, which is this one. And then we can go ahead and insert, type some ribbons under the insert ribbon tab. So insert, say, pictures, text box, and then what is the last thing we can find? Okay, so tables. Sorry. Okay, so I want to step out and then get into my main list. Now that it's bringing this, how do I get rid of it? Just use the delete key twice. Okay, this is the delete key I'm using. Okay, just use it twice. 1, 2, and then come back to bullets and then select the bulletin we are using. And so if I don't want to use any more of the sub list and then just continue with my main list, this is all I'm going to do. I'm going to type view, review, and then pen as my main list without using any sublist. So view, enter, easy, review, and then pen. I didn't use any sublist. Okay, that's just how to do it. If you don't want to use any sublist, then don't go back and then delete and then go and choose another design. So if the spaces between these lists are just too much for your liking, all you need to do is to use something called the indent and spacing, which I covered in my previous video. I'm just going to go over quickly. Make sure you highlight your list. Again, if you want to learn how to highlight, make sure you check out my previous video to find out more. Just tap and hold and then use the buttons to adjust the selection. After this, come down here and then scroll until you find indents and spacing, which is here. Then activate it. Okay, now that we've activated, I'm just going to go ahead and then zoom out so you see. We are going to use these buttons to adjust the sizes between the spaces between them. So I'm going to use these arrows to adjust them. Is it good enough for you? Once you are done, you just have to deactivate it by tapping on the indented spacing again to deactivate it, and then you step out of it. Is the spaces cool enough for you? Good. All done. Thank you guys for watching. See you next time.